G'day guys, welcome to another episode down on the Trackie. Another beautiful day in Queensland. Not so sunshine, it's been raining like crazy in the last week, lots of job cancelled. You can see one of my videos of Toowoomba, the outback of Queensland. It was raining cats and dogs, really heavy pouring tropical rain. Don't mind, really enjoy driving under the rain. Makes a different scenery, you have to be more alert. It's a good change. And today making a pool here apparently, and that's it, starting to get loaded, and yeah, soon going to the tip side. Just wanted to make a video quickly. One of our followers, Civil RR, and he's asked me to describe all the functions or every push buttons and toggle switch in the track. So quickly, I'm gonna start from the clock here, you know, dim up, dim down, and then we can set the clock by pressing here and changing the times, hours and minutes. You can also set the alarm, but never use it. Nowadays we got phones. Radio here with Bluetooth. Standard came with radio. CB, that's it, changing channel. You can see the frequency once you change the channel as well, and channel 40 is for trackies here in Australia. A squelch, so the beginning you should set the squelch to 0, and then you fine tune, and usually standard position is 12 o'clock. Just set the squelch to 0. Apparently more background noise, the quality of sound is not so good, but apparently you can receive much further away. So you start like this if you don't hear anything on the channel, and then slowly, you know, if you start hearing a voice, you try to adjust, and if the voice disappears, you don't hear anyone, then you go back, and that's it. So don't need today. Now camera is very handy for tight maneuvering, tight spaces. Automatic once you select reverse, otherwise double click to switch it on. Parking brake, you push, release. Emergency stop, it shuts down completely the truck, stops all the hydraulics and everything stops. Transmissions, basically reverse, neutral, drive, mode. If you set this mode, instead of 7 gears, it goes into 5, and it's a power mode, so each gear will be kept until a higher revolution per minute, or RPMs. That's what stands for RPMs, an acronym for revolutions per minute. So instead of changing the gear 1500 RPM, it will keep the gear up to, depends on the load of the engine. If the transmission is quite smart, if it feels the engine is under a heavy load, like uphill and with a heavy load as well, it will probably change instead of 1500 RPM, 1700 or even 2000 RPMs. Usually this Cummins engine is quite powerful, so I usually keep in econ mode. There's only one reverse speed. If you a lot of times, because this does now have Jake brakes, I only have exhaust brakes, and not so as efficient and powerful. Sometimes when I'm heavy loaded, downhill, sustained downhill, I just override the transmissions and I downshift manually and with the full exhaust brakes. So it will keep the gear and it will try to downshift as soon as possible. Otherwise, if I just keep in drive and exhaust gear, it probably wait for the RPMs to drop to 1000 and then start downshifting. Instead, by overriding and forcing to downshift as soon as possible, it will start downshifting as early as a 1500 RPM, and then the next gear will be in 2000 RPM. So very effective exhaust brakes, because exhaust and Jake brakes are effective at higher RPMs. Exhaust brakes low, usually when a lot of time to stop, a lot of distance to stop, and no load or light load, and high when sustained downhill, heavy load, short distance to stop. Always keeping high to be conservative, and then if I have time to react and there's more time for me, so more bonus, more distance, I just put low. It's always better to be ready for the worst case scenario and plan for the worst case scenario, but hope for the best and be optimistic. This is a digital Western Star computer, so I'm not gonna change much here in Fiddle because there are a lot of options, but fuel level, although the fuel is even there, and then you have the time as well. You can change, and you will see settings and trips and odometer, clock, engine data, and then you press here, will give you all the information you want. I think let's see, vehicle data, fuel, there we go. Now cruise control on, and then we set the speed, pressing up, and once we want to switch it off, just back off, and then if we want again, on again, and we press this one down, which is reset / accelerate as well, and it will resume the previous speed. Here's the memory. Work lights, we got lights at the back of the truck, and then we have mirror backup lights, which is on the top of the mirror over there, and then we got the dash light to make the instrument lights brighter once we switch on the headlight, so they go along with this one. We got middle switch, it's a POSI parking lights only, and if we press all the way up, it's the normal headlights. Here we got the high beams, we press these buttons, it's high beam, plus we have a right indicator, left indicator, and also if we pull like this, hazard lights. To cancel the hazard lights, we don't push back, it doesn't want to go, we just put the indicator, that's it, very easy. This one, it's electric horn, and I will probably sound it later. And this one here, it's an air horn connected to the air system, and I will try, because now I'm in the residential area, it's quite early, I don't want to wake people up and get complaint. Now this headlights washer, if I press this one, the washer will come up on the wipers. These are the low wiper functions, high wipers, and these activate the wipers. So if I press this up, the wipers will start running in low motions, which is a continuous low motions, low speed, and this will go much faster. And if I press down, it will be intermittent. Western Star has almost infinite positions for intermittent, up to 40 seconds delay. So I press this one, then I back into there's not much rain, so it will be one wipe, one stroke, then I press back to the middle, and then once I need it again, I press again down intermittent, and it will remember the time in between while it was off. So very, very handy. It's like customized wipers. Air conditioning system on, typical air conditioning, nothing to explain here. Down here, control the mirrors, left mirror, right mirror, mirror defrost. So if there is, especially in cold weather, not here in Australia really, or if it's foggy, very humid, maybe it's cold winter, especially in South Australia. This function, I'm not sure, I have to check the manual, but I never use a phone function, I'm not sure how to check. This is PTO, power to take off the gear, then will drive the hydraulic system to lift the bin at the back. And this one is to close and open the tarp, it's electric. This to close and open the tailgate at the back. It's basically the hooks, the locks at the back, and they are operated. So this is electrical switch, and then the hooks are operated with the air system. And this is to tip up, and push down is down. This is a differential lock for it's forward rear axle, and then this differential lock for the rear axle. And no, sorry, so this is to lower the suspensions once we tip at the back, the rear axle suspensions, the airbags, because to don't damage them, because once we tip, the whole weight goes at the very back, and it sits all on the rear axle suspension. So always lowers air suspensions in tipper trucks all the time, even on the trailers. Otherwise the suspensions will get cracked. And if you can see one of my previous videos, like when I got this truck, the previous driver probably didn't lower the suspensions all the time, or maybe perhaps never, and the suspensions in fact were cracked. show that on video. So this is differential lock for the rear axles, differential lock for the rear forward axle, and this is the inter-axle lock, so it locks both axles, and it's basically a four-wheel drive system. The green icons here, it's for the AdBlue, for the emissions. This is basically a small onboard system and functions computer, so with all lights. The less we see, the better it is for us. And that's pretty much all, guys. Then yeah, there's not much. Windows, locking the door. Yeah, and I can show you maybe later on, but I got a water tank to wash my hand at the back, connected to the trailer. And then on the live side, you've probably seen the videos when I refuel, but everyone knows that it speaks by itself. I got the fuel tank on the left, the AdBlue for the emissions tank as well, which is much smaller, but it doesn't consume much AdBlue. You can keep going for even a month without refueling. And then I got the big hydraulic fluid tank just for the bin system, just to tip. And that's pretty much all, guys. Yeah. So hope you're satisfied with this explanation. Also, if we press both at the same time, the downshift and upshift gear functions like this, you will have a check of the transmissions. Will run a self-check. So transmission oil level okay. It will work only once the transmission oil is warmed up, so after a bit of a drive, and once you're in idle stationary for at least 2 minutes. Otherwise it will give you a countdown when the check is available. And then you keep pressing. Oil life 57%, that's the transmission fluid life. Filters okay, transmission health okay, and no codes, which that's what we want to see. Beautiful. That's it, guys. Right on, we're almost loaded. You probably can see on the mirror. And yeah, I'll run it on again once we're ready to leave the site and go to the dump site. And I will test the electric horn and the air horn as well to make you hear the difference. Take it easy, I'll see you in a bit. Right on, guys, rock and roll, fully loaded, tap and ready to go. Address is set on the navigation system. Let's see if we can get out of here in one go. You can hear the suspensions adjusting to the weight. Quite full. We have topsoil and also clay, which is a bit wet as well, so it's even heavier. Very tight alleys here. I forgot to mention before, guys, when I was by the way, this is a house at night must be beautiful, fully decorated for Christmas. There are some beautiful houses around. It's really a good show at night. Yeah, I forgot to mention before when I was explaining all the instrument systems. So this is for fuel, AdBlue. This is traffic here, and I got traffic at the back as well. This is system pressure B or Bravo, which is for the air tank. We got 4 air tanks at the back. This is system pressure A or Alpha. Shows the pressure on the system A. I think it's 2 tanks per system. Yeah, we got the rear axle temperature. I think is the fluid inside, the temperature, the oil temperature inside. If you don't use four-wheel drive and all that, or differential locks for a long time, it will never really warm up. They will stay cold all the time. This is for the forward rear axle. The odometer, the hours, engine hours. Plus, yeah, you got the tachometer as well. Then we have the engine coolant temperature. Very important to know for trucks, heavy diesel engines, even all vehicles with turbo, big turbo system. Always, once you use the vehicles, especially heavy usage, more than 2 hours, before shutting down the engine, always leave at least, and I'm saying at least, 2 minutes at idle to cool off, cool down. And ever shut down the engine if the temperature reaches 90 degrees. So always when it's below 80 degrees. Already now, because I'm uphill, heavy engine load, it's climbing, the temperatures going above 80. This is the engine oil pressure. So if you have low pressure, probably you have a leak or not enough oil inside the system. So always we want to see always around 500 it's not PSI, it's bars. So oil pressure, that's good. This is the voltage for the battery, healthy battery. And this over here, the air cleaner, so which it's inside under the bonnet. I already showed you in one video. It basically filters the impurities of the air. Sometimes it fluctuates a bit when it works more, especially on the heavy accelerations. And this is the turbo boost, so the turbine. And if I'm gonna go and start accelerating, you see the turbo wants to kick in. More gas I give, more engine load, the more the turbo goes up. Usually I never seen it going more than 250 bars, which is quite a lot of pressure anyway. And that's the transmission oil. That's the whole transmission oil temperature. So that after if you like hot day, heavy usage, heavy loads, that can climb. Yes, it can go up, and it should not go more than 90 degrees. Right now it's 65 degrees Celsius, talking about not Fahrenheit but Celsius for our mates in USA. Beautiful road, this one. So that's pretty much it. Covers all the instruments. I have a bit of traffic behind me, so don't want to go really with the horn now. We'll see. We're in the countryside here, Queensland. Beautiful day. I'm not turning on the aircon yet. It's a nice fresh air, it's a bit cloudy, not pollution around. It's good. not much drama. There's a lot of traffic here. All very good intersections for a fully loaded truck with a slow acceleration. Not really. I can see a traffic line on that side. Perhaps when that light turns red, I will be able to go. These guys are turning. Try to give it a go. It's good. Full blast. And this is the phone holder, but yeah, if you do, I mean, it's a magnet, so yeah, mine does not work, my phone, because I got a plastic cover. And most of the phones have plastic cover, so no idea how. Not really useful. Without cover, basically, you gotta stick your phone there. Light, so a heavy load. I'm gonna start with full exhaust brakes already and turn green. Lucky. It's always good to keep the momentum in a truck, never stop if possible. Always look ahead and think ahead on a truck, especially heavy load or uphills and downhills. You can see the red light right now, and foot off the gas already, even if it's 1 kilometer, and start decelerating. So you see, guys, if I put exhaust brakes now, it went down to 5th gear, but it does not want to go. If I force it down to 4th, there we go. And even I pre-select, or you can pre-select all the way down to 1. It will not override and go over the maximum revolution per minute, so it will not damage the engine, but it will shift as soon as possible. Look at this, amazing. So that's it, didn't touch the brakes at all, and also have extra space. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shift to power mode. So from Econ to power, that's it. As you can see, only 5 gears, and you will see the gear, how it shifts. It will keep the gear as long as it can. Look at that, 2000 RPMs. So we have a lot of torque, a lot of power. Here we go. This to have more acceleration. It's actually more power. That's why it's called power mode. So back to Econ. That's very good if you are on a really uphill start and you want to keep the momentum and you want to keep the gear. especially in automatic transmissions. I would prefer having Road Ranger manual, especially with heavy loads and a lot of uphills and downhill scenarios. It's way more controlled. And sometimes the automatic transmission does not understand and will upshift, then you lose the momentum, will have downshift again. So still it does a quite good job. So in Econ mode it will always shift at 1500 RPM except for the first gear number 1, which it will change 2000 RPM if you go full flat on the accelerator. I'm talking always about if we go flat out on the accelerator. Yeah, the transmission will sense even how heavy you go on the gas. So if you don't go very heavy, it determines that you don't need much torque or power, and it will change a lower RPMs. So you can use also your foot to regulate that. There's a lot of different ways. Engine load, pressure on the accelerator, and also managing the transmission functions. You can see 6 gears before I mentioned 7, because we have first gear, then it will go in second low, then in second high, so it will keep showing number 2 here, but it will see the revolutions per minute changing. And then you have third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Pretty basic, but it does the job. I reckon if you have heavy loads, start to having B-doubles, road trains, I will probably, you know, I think most of the trucks there, most of the companies still opt to go with the manual and Road Ranger gear, because it is more efficient for heavy loads. It's a very nice road. On the left side is actually where the sea, can't see here, but in a moment on our left side, that's Redland Bay in Queensland. Beautiful. On the countryside, along the sea. Downhill, uphill, and we got roadworks coming up, so I keep the downhill momentum but off the gas completely. As expected, yes, go 60 k's an hour here, and then probably reduce to all the way to 40, let's see, but completely off the gas. All the throttle. So difference between torque and power is torque, it is the force that pulls, and that's what we want in big machines, big trucks. And most of the torque on these engines and most of the trucks happens at 1200 RPMs. You have the best torque possible. If you want power, like when I switched earlier on to power mode and have faster accelerations, reach the speed faster, then you will go to high RPMs to get the best power out of it. So torque is the force, how heavy it pulls, how good is the system to the truck, the engine to pull the weight, and the power is basically how fast you can accelerate and reach any determined speed. fact, by 2050, Australia and a lot of civilized countries around the world pledged to have zero emissions by 2050. So no more fossil fuels, gas, oil, petrol, you name it. So a lot of cars will go electric. We will get electricity out of power plants, will be run now by coal, but to have zero emissions, probably massive solar fields, solar panel fields. So electric car, electric motorbikes, and for big trucks, the one with light loads will go electric as well. The one like road trains, B-doubles that need that carry a lot of heavy loads cannot go electric. They will probably not have that power. It's like aircraft as well, and they will, I'm pretty sure, mark my words, we will switch to hydrogen, which the engines are already out, just not been implemented in the market because big corporation always wanted to keep the petrol going. So but we will have hydrogen power plants, big trucks, big machineries, Caterpillar, bulldozers, earth moving equipment, you name it, all that requires heavy pulls, heavy weight, aircraft as well. Oh, we will all switch to hydrogen. So I think still nice engines, noise, straight pipes, you name it, but just with zero emissions. Basically you will be able to breathe straight out of the exhaust pipe. It will be just water vapor, and still generates lots of combustion, a lot of power. As you can see if you watch some of the space shuttle launches and the latest SpaceX Dragon with Elon Musk and his revolutions in NASA and space travel. In space shuttle always use liquid oxygen, so hydrogen is not really liquid oxygen because it can be like a super explosion or a super bomb if something goes wrong, especially if you have an accident. But we'll have hydrogen, and trucks I'm sure will be the same, aircrafts as well, turbine engines will be the same. So guys, here test the electric horn and the air horn. Okay, so electric horn, very subtle, it's good for city centers, residential areas. You heard? Like that. It's almost like a big car horn, pickups. And this is the air horn, ready? Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, very powerful, wakes up everyone. Almost there. Beautiful road in the country. The car behind me, now it's disappeared. As you can see, it wants to drop to 1000. If I force it, it changes. This is a non-through road, so I hope the address is correct. It's gonna be quite hard to reverse all the way out, especially with these tiny driveways. Looks like, yeah, we're going in here. I spoke too soon. Far out. Alrighty. So this is number 15. Alright. Let's check the address correct. Sorry guys. Just switch off for a second guys and just make sure we are in the right place. I'll see you in a minute. Right on guys, nice lady just came out with the car, good coincidence, and she told me, yeah, just up there, number 19. Start to untarp. And I reckon this is number 19. Here we go. Yeah, pretty tight. Hopefully there will be space to maneuver inside. Beautiful place. What I understood, another truck already came, so I should see some piles at least. I can have an idea where to. Oh yeah, easy. Beautiful. Nice caravan. Wow. I love camping. Oh, plenty of space to maneuver. Beautiful. That's what we want. Amazing. Is a mango tree it isn't? Not really. I love mango trees. It's like frangipani as well. Best trees. Frangipanis, mango trees, jackaroos. Beautiful. Oh, that's nice and easy. And also dry and nice and level. They did a really good job here to prepare this place for us tipper trucks. Always maintain at least 2 meters from the last edge, as it can be still soft and you can really sink down. So neutral parking brake set. We lower the suspensions, very heavy, you can hear them. Open the automatic tailgate. You can see the hook here, the central hook unhooking. That's good. And PTO on, and off we go. Time of tipping as well. 8:30 in the morning. Beautiful. This is a very good view to see if the truck starts to roll or sink on one side, because from the mirrors you can't really see. And if I didn't have this window here, I would probably stick my head outside, but still you will not be able to see the other one. You really have to rely on the mirror. Right, let's put a bit of slipping here around. So differential lock and interaction lock engage, and off we go. All the wheels, 4-wheel drive, everything moving together. Off we go. Back to neutral, parking brake, PTO off, bin goes down by gravity, just leaving the air, releasing the air outside, and suspensions back up. differential lock rear axle off, differential lock rear forward axle off, interaxle lock disengage as well. Beautiful. All right, tailgate locking. Amazing, beautiful. And after 30 seconds at least, the tipping switch, toggle switch, can go to neutral. We'll leave it down for at least 30 seconds to make sure all the air gets out of the system. Right on, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And I might switch it on later on again and see if something changes. Otherwise, we just keep driving back and forth. I'm gonna recharge the camera and turn it on later on anyway. It's a good drive, it's a good day. Take it easy. Hi, g'day again, guys. So I recharged the battery of the GoPro, and I just completed the tipping procedure of the second load, and off we go back to the site. Rock and roll. Bit cloudy. Weather forecast put chances of rain today and showers. Not sure what area. Well, let me close the window. A lot of dust in here. I'm probably gonna dust it off with the air later on. Oh yeah, another tool very useful is this air pressure from the truck compressor in the tanks connected to the truck airline. It's very good to clean around. I always, at the end of the day, dust off the cabin. And tomorrow's weather forecast, well, just very bad weather. So who knows if it comes down the way the forecast predicting tomorrow. I think all the sites, all the off-road sites will be closed. Alright guys, I'm gonna turn off here because I think they're finished for the day. I'm not sure, but I don't see any more the excavator. So yeah, let me ask these guys, and I will be with you as soon as I can. Alright guys, so I asked these boys here what happened, and you can see the excavator is loaded on the flatbed truck, and basically the ram of the arm, the excavator's arm, just broke, snapped, probably metal fatigue. So they're trying to get another excavator. So meantime we are on standby here, turn off the engine and we'll see. Hopefully they will get another one, otherwise we'll have to cancel they will cancel the job, and I will ask the main agency that if they have another job for the day, since it's very early in the morning, just past 1000 hours local time here in Queensland. So guys, take it easy. I hope you enjoyed for today anyway, and we'll see. I might turn on the camera later on, maybe if we get another job or something different. Take it easy and see you next time.